I'm here with Elijah today. He'll give you a quick detour on hot mud.
Hot mud? What do you mean detour? Detour? You mean like...
And then,
well, okay, here we got hot mud, right? 20-minute hot mud. The water was so cold this morning that it lasted maybe 2 minutes before it got super hard. So we had to heat water in the microwave and by the wood-burning stove to even get it warm enough to use properly. But now we finally got it going. So we're just mudding all the seams and the screw holes. Fun times.
So for installing this bathtub and bathtub faucet thing, there's nothing really standard about them because it's a custom tub and faucet that we're fitting together to make sure they work. I've got the schematics of the tub from the product listing, and then I have how the faucet operates, and now I actually have the faucet on hand so I can measure it. But it's really important to know exactly what is being installed in your space so that you could put your rough in, your drains, your water lines, and you put your framing all in the right spot. Because you can't just assume a tub is going to be whatever dimension or the faucet, because they're all going to be a little bit different. And that's why they give you a spec sheet like this so that you can install it properly and it look proper and it fit in. So with our bathtub faucet, I've got it marked center this way and center this way, so I know where to drill a hole for the water supply lines. And I have dead center of the tub marked here, but the tub has like an offset drain attachment, so thankfully it does, because we're hitting a joist right there, so we can't really stub up the drain for it here. We could, it would just take a lot of extra work. So it's a lot simpler just to offset where our rough in is, and then that tub comes with like a flex tube that you connect to it, and then you can connect directly to your rough in. But this way we have the dimensions of exactly where our footprint of the tub is, and we can have that marked out here before having the tub on site, so that we can get it all roughed in the right spot and know when we have our finished material in place, it's all going to fit together and look proper. So we just have barely enough space there to fit our water lines. The water supply lines go down up to the faucet, and then they'll connect to lines that would need to run under there. We're getting the venting run for the sink. Are we adding another, you said we're maybe adding another vent in this wall?
Gotta be 5 feet.
So that would vent both of them.
Well, this 2-inch can be 10 feet, so that's...
Oh, okay. So we could add a vent in there or in here for the tub?
Either place, yeah.
Alright.
That'd be... Right here would be good, probably, actually.
Except that's outside.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be better right here.
Yeah, except...
And notch this. Because we don't need to notch it much with that 1.5-inch pipe.
No.
So we'll have all of our venting done. We're going to add a wire off of this outlet over here and add an outlet behind the toilet, just for the option to add a bidet or heated seat or whatever. And then nicer bathroom like this, it's always good to have that additional feature on there. For our shower valve, they gave us gloves for a 3-year-old. I don't know who they expected to do the work, but some kind of child.
Well, it's probably from the Philippines.
Asian manufacturing for American children or Asian adults. These ones I think are a little bigger. The bathtub. No, they're the same.
Probably stretch.
How thoughtful. Teflon tape. Anchors? Drywall anchors? Wonder what that's for. There's all the adapters. Alright. And they're like $6 each or something. It might have been cheaper to do it in copper.
No, these are 12.
For copper ones.
Yeah.
Well, I think this one was like 9. I don't know. So we'll do 42 inches to center of the valve from the bottom plate.
So the center of the round part, right?
Yeah.
Where's it?
It's behind you on the pump. This is 7 inches, and so
That's pretty.
3.5 is right at the top of that
Yeah, so where is that in relation to this?
center.
About halfway. Well, now it's a little
Well,
box.
it's just above the bigger one. Is
All
center.
right. All right.
So, like right here,
Okay.
center of the plate.
So
Tape measure?
what does this keep the top of the? Keep that about 1 3/4. So 3.5 gap from center. And that put 2 back in place.
Okay.
So 44 here, center. I mean, nobody, people have these all over the place. I've seen them like down here.
Yeah, but that's what we set our light switches and stuff at, so
Yeah, that's what I figured.
42.
Kind of comfort pipe. Okie doke.
When you're installing these shower mixing valves, on the install sheet it shows you how far away, this one is right here, probably not going to be able to see it great, but it shows me the total distance of the finished surface, so here it says surface of the tile, to the back of the mixing valve. So in order to actually use that measurement, you kind of have to know what your finished surface is going to be. If you're just doing drywall and then a fiberglass insert or something, you'll have the 1/2 inch of drywall and then maybe an 1/8, a 1/4 at the most for the adhesive and that fiberglass. In this case, we already have the wall tile picked out, which is tremendously helpful. So I have a piece of it here with me, and I can look at that with the drywall. I know that I'm going to be using a waterproofing, Schluter waterproofing membrane, Curdy. And so that gets a layer of mortar or thin set, and then the fabric itself. So you figure about an 1/8 inch of depth there. And then this is large format tile, so I'm going to have at least a 1/4 inch more of thin set behind this. After I crush the ridges down, you use a 1/2 inch trowel and push it down, it ends up around a 1/4. So you add 3/8 of an inch, so you can measure this and then add an extra 3/8 for those layers, and then I know exactly how deep my wall assembly is. And then using that, we can set our backer 2x4s right where they need to be, so that our mixing valve is right where it needs to be. And then when we go to install the trim kit on the valve, it lands perfect on the tile and is nice, clean looking. But it's really important to know what the finished product is going to look like before you even start on the roughing. Right now I'm trying to decide on how high we put Oh, here it is. How high we put our handheld shower outlet. Because we're doing a overhead shower mount right above the valve. And then it comes with a handheld one with a hose. So most of the pictures I see online, it shows the handheld outlet, same with the valve, and I've seen a bunch of pictures like that. So I'm guessing that's what people like. It's tough doing things like this because I could put this at the same height. I could put it up here. I could put it up. I could kind of put it anywhere. So it's a judgment call, and then you got to go and look what people typically do because it's not restricted by code necessarily, and maybe you want it lower for ADA situation, you reach it from a wheelchair easily, but it looks like generally they get installed the same height as the valve, so that's what I'm going to do. Is dead. There's the lockbox up here. The lockbox for the trailer is up here.
Weird.
Did you say I did this? I didn't do this one.
I didn't say you did that. He just telling me that,
Yeah. I didn't do that. I'm here with Elijah today. He'll give you a quick detour on hot mud.
Hot mud? What do you mean detour? Detour? You mean like...
I mean,
Well, okay, here we got hot mud, right? 20-minute hot mud. The water was so cold this morning that it lasted maybe 2 minutes before it got super hard. So we had to heat water but in the microwave and by the wood-burning stove to even get it warm enough to use properly. But now we finally got it going. So we're just mudding all the seams and the screw holes. Fun times.
yeah. But then like this, you don't need to touch it. It's ready for tape. This needs to be fixed. Yeah. That kind of stuff. This needs some more screws. This needs some more screws. But even like this, I mean, you can pre-fill it, but it can go either way. If you're there and you've got it with you, go ahead. But this definitely needs pre-fill because there's no backer behind it. Yep. And then this one is not as big of a deal because it has the joist right there. Yeah. So that's kind of the difference. This needs pre-fill for sure. This needs drywall. Patch there. So let's get all the patches in too, Elijah.
Okay.
Patch there. Patch around the door.
Oh, because
Yeah, barn door. Yep.
The other one's not.
Patches there and there. All this water has been tested, so we're good to cover it.
Okay.
Yep.
Cover it up.
Cover it up.
Right here, there's another layer of drywall behind it.
Use a longer screw. Get it like a 2-inch. Yep. This is way better, Bryce. Looks good.
I didn't do that.
Oh, who did? Good job, Chuck. It looks so good.
You thought Bryce did that?
Well, I told him to do it, and then I come back and it's done. So what am I supposed to assume? Not 2-inch drywall screws. You just use one of the GRK.
Okay.
Elijah, this needs some more screws along the edge. Every 8 inches minimum. You just do that? That looks so good.
I know, I'm working on it.
Good job. Good job. Pre-fill around boxes and receptacles too.
Okay.
So you cut that stuff off with the knife, and then pre-fill any big gaps down here a little bit, just a little bit on the bottom of this one. But on this like edge, there's a potential for that to be exposed.
Okay.
Like this one is fine. If it's less than a 1/4 inch next to it, really an 1/8 is what you're looking for, then it probably doesn't need pre-fill.
Okay.
So, funny story. I was mudding this master bedroom wall, and I tell Michael, "Hey, cut all the corner pieces so the tape's ready for me." So he's like, "Okay." He goes and he starts cutting all these corners. He just left and I didn't notice, but he cut them for these vertical corners that are already finished and textured. We don't have to mud in those. When I said cut the corners, I meant these ones because we have to mud those. So I just noticed that. Pretty good, but it's okay because we could use these pieces in the bathroom because it's the same height ceiling. So no harm done, but it was pretty funny. Monday! And we're mudding Monday.
Muddy Monday.
Good. Bryce has become so good. Must have been practicing over the weekend. Right?
Yeah, we did that whole upstairs.
Except like that. You want to clean that up too. But any chunky pieces don't wipe on your pan. Finishing tape coat today downstairs. There's laundry. And this evening, Nathan's going to be picking up the mortar for doing the waterproofing. We had here's some of the, very nice. This hallway feels level now. It's amazing. So the edges, we just kind of are going to use a patch that's trowel on and maybe grind it down a little bit just to clean those the edges of where it was floated. Probably put a transition strip here under the doorway. We shall see. Corners done. They look fine. Not phenomenal, but definitely gonna work. You gotta be careful not to tear the tape. Yeah, like right there, it got tore, but not a big deal in this room. We're taped upstairs, right?
Huh?
All tape's done. So right here, this floor dips down going that way. So it'll be really bad. Yeah, it'll be really bad under the vanity.
Oh, I see that.
But we're gonna fix it. That's why this lath is here. Same with the bathtub. It goes down towards your standing, and it goes down towards the window. So where the drain is like the high spot, and it's like a dome.
You can see it visually even just looking at it.
Yeah. Right here's where the peak is, kind of dips down that way. Probably like an inch.
That looks like it.
In
It really
3
gets
feet.
down into the corner too.
Yeah. That's why we're leveling. And we got the.
So it comes in 2 halves?
It comes in 2 halves that are connected by the waterproofing, so it like unfolds.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna get this kind of laid out where we need it. We don't have the thin set today, but we'll have it tomorrow to start actually adhering all of this. We just want to make sure it's all lined up first. So we'll get going on that. So for doing these Schluter waterproofing systems, I ordered this kit, which is just for a 4-foot square shower. It came with the pan itself, up there. Came with the curb. I don't like these curbs just because they're so tall. I might still use it and just cut it, like cut off 2 or 3 inches of it, because it's just going there. You need the extra height if you're doing a small shower like that, so that you don't get too much splashing. But since our drain and shower head is pretty far away from where our curb is, it can be a lot lower. I'm either going to do that or just use a pressure treated 2x4 with cement board and then wrap it with the felt. So this came in the kit, this came in the kit. This goes with the pan for waterproofing the drain. It came with this 33 feet, which I ordered a second roll because this isn't going to be enough for the shower. Came with this banding for edges and seams, which I use very sparingly. It came with a few. These I almost never use. They go around the shower valve and head. This is the drain grate, which is brushed nickel. Actually, I think this one's stainless, but it's still brushed, so it's going to match everything in here. This is the drain part. I think this is a PVC one, but you can use a mix glue, PVC to ABS glue. It works fine. Comes with instructions, which I don't need, and some corner pieces. I think 4 inside corners and 2 outside corners, which they think you need to use for the curb, but our curb is at a 45-degree angle, so we're going to use these on the bench. There, 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 and also around the window. So I need to get a lot more corners than what it comes with, just because my shower's custom. And then I had to special order these. They're 45-degree angle preform pieces. So these ones I'm going to use on my curb instead of those 90-degree ones. And these are the inside corners that go on the bottom like that. This is the niche. Oops. 12 by 28, and it's supposed to go like this with a shelf in the middle, but we're putting it horizontally, so it's just one continuous one. I think that looks a lot nicer, and it's centered on this long bench too. So that's going to be really good. So for doing these Schluter waterproofing systems, I ordered this kit, which is just for a 4-foot square shower. It came with the pan itself, right there. Came with the curb. I don't like these curbs just because they're so tall. I might still use it and just cut it, like cut off 2 or 3 inches of it, because it's just going there. You need the extra height if you're doing a small shower like that, so that you don't get too much splashing. But since our drain and shower head is pretty far away from where our curb is, it can be a lot lower. I'm either going to do that or just use a pressure treated 2x4 with cement board and then wrap it with the felt. So this came in the kit, this came in the kit. This goes with the pan for waterproofing the drain. It came with this 33 feet, which I ordered a second roll because this isn't going to be enough for the shower. Came with this banding for edges and seams, which I use very sparingly. It came with a few. These I almost never use. They go around the shower valve and head. This is the drain grate, which is brushed nickel. Actually, I think this one's stainless, but it's still brushed, so it's going to match everything in here. This is the drain part. I think this is a PVC one, but you can use a mix glue, PVC to ABS glue, works fine. Comes with instructions, which I don't need, and some corner pieces. I think 4 inside corners and 2 outside corners, which they think you need to use for the curb, but our curb is at a 45-degree angle, so we're going to use these on the bench. There, 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 there. And also around the window. So I need to get a lot more corners than what it comes with, just because my shower's custom. And then I had to special order these. They're 45-degree angle preform pieces. So these ones I'm going to use on my curb instead of those 90-degree ones. And these are the inside corners that go on the bottom like that. This is the niche. Oops. 12 by 28, and it's supposed to go like this with a shelf in the middle, but we're putting it horizontally, so it's just one continuous one. I think that looks a lot nicer, and it's centered on this long bench too. So that's going to be really, really nice. Yeah, maybe I can use this. Just add wood in there, and then I just have to wrap this side. So here are the remnants of this curb. I just tore it to shreds. And I'm left with this. So now it fits nicely to the corners there. Come to think about it, I probably need it to be set back from the corner, the thickness of the tile. So if we do tile on the front here, the tile ends flush with this corner. See, there's a lot of these pesky little details that are just a little bit difficult to picture before you get it all in place. But this looks great, like to the corner there. But then as soon as you put a 1/2 inch of tile and thin set there, then it's going to be just sticking out and kind of awkward. Unless you have baseboard coming here and blending into the tile. See, it's these kinds of things you really just got to think about what the finished product's going to look like when you're doing all the roughing. And it all started before I even started framing this. just things to consider. It's important to be mindful of every step in the process and what it's going to turn into in the end. But I cut this apart, so I'll add wood in here or something as support under there. And then on this side, I'll do, maybe I'll use that strip or something to attach there and then wrap the corner with some more felt. Nathan brought it up and he's right. I should have cut off the outside edge because I don't really need waterproofing on the outside edge. So if this was inside like that, it would just make for a lot simpler install, but we'll make it right either way. That curb is much lower. I cut it almost in half. Not quite, but because the top of our pan here fits in there good. I purposely left extra so that we could fit it in right, and then you just fill in with some mortar on the base there and overlap your felt from the wall onto it. Something under here. But this is about 2 inches higher than the top of here. And we're gonna go from here up this way with a dry pack. So it's gonna end up like, this will end up like 1.5 inches above the top of the dry pack. So 1.5 inches is more than enough from my experience. They like super tall curbs for some reason, but the curbs don't really even stop the water anyways. Whether your curb is 1/2 inch high or 3 inches high, it doesn't make a substantial enough difference in my mind for the amount of inconvenience it is to step over a really tall curb constantly. Especially if you're thinking about aging and getting older, you want that curb as low as possible. I mean, all the way down to a walk-in or a roll-in shower, but we're not doing that in this case. We'd have to cut the floor, lower it, everything, but at least we're try to keep a curb as low as possible so it's a very easy step there. And since our splash zone is so far away from our curb, I think it's going to be fine. And then if we had to add a glass door on this opening, it would have a gasket down here anyways to catch it. So a shorter curb in my mind is much better as when you weigh the benefits and drawbacks. That's much nicer. So I cut another piece here that fits like that to give me a new curb. Look at that. So I'll glue this piece on here, but first I'm gonna set this up and I'm gonna trace this line on the floor because this gap in here will fit a 2x turned on end and ripped down a little shorter. So that 2x I'll cut to fit in here and fasten it to the floor here. And then this whole curb will just slip right over it so it has continuous support underneath. So I'm going to screw the 2x4 piece here and then set this on top of it. And I think that'll make for a really solid curb. Also, we decided baseboard to tile to baseboard, so we want this flush with the corner like that. We had the homeowner came in at just the right time and we asked her about it and she wanted to do it this way, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, I cut this thing.
Did you cut the thing?
I cut the thing. And it's gonna be thinged right on the line.
I told Elijah about the other thing.
What other thing?
The hiding thing.
The hiding thing?
Yeah, the thing that was hiding behind the wall.
Oh, the piece of copper?
Yeah.
This is gonna go outside. This way.
Take my ab.
That's gonna go there. I like it. Now there's support right under that. So the curb is essentially solid. Really good. So then I'll be able to just screw this down, long screws, and then can set this right onto it. Mission accomplished.
Do we need to fill in the drywall there?
No, we actually have to cut the drywall. This has to sit flush with the face of the drywall. Yeah. So we'll get
Find
this.
our mark and then.
Yeah, we'll maybe put like a pin through it or something and make sure it's level and centered in the wall, and then trace it and use the
Okay.
multi-tool to cut.
But we're okay with how we have it then.
Yep, as long as it fits and is a little bit movable. So we're good. I'm gonna eat something.
I also will go eat some. Alright, I'll rewire that.
I don't know.
Does the switch need to be on that side?
No,
Because can't I just like.
this has like this loose wire coming in, and then this, which goes straight to this light.
Because there's not a door here, could the switch just be on this side there?
So I think power is coming in on this thing, which is bogus. Bogus. Hocus pocus. It's magical electricity.
I
What?
just put the like switch on this side and that way I can get power from right here.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Told her not to do it, but
Do you have a height you want it because there's steps?
Normal.
and she's excited.
Yeah, but
so
normal off of what?
I'd not be excited for her.
Off of the top step?
I mean, it'd be good to have it on a three-way with a switch here and one up there, but I don't think the hallway justifies that because it's a small hallway. I don't know.
I know. I just feel like our country.
We're redoing the wires for these three-way switches. The wire was all beat up. There's a three-way switch. It was from here to the garage. Right here. And then Bryce and Elijah are working on the drywall down here now.
Start that wire up, Elijah, before you start.
Yeah, don't pitch the, you just
Hold it up.
yeah, stuff it kind of up there so that it doesn't hang down, and then you don't have to worry about it when you're hanging.
Yeah.
This framing is all wonky and warped, so it's kind of a pain doing the drywall, but I guess that's the nature of a remodel. Putting all our corners in, almost done. Just this downstairs hallway is left. Bryce finished this room, and he did so good, except the nails are still not filled in. It's like the third time I've told him. Oh, right. Oh, yeah, Elijah needs your help here. That's right. Okay. Almost done in here, though, huh? Is that your last corner?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So up here above the cabinets, we had to cut out the drywall, but it doesn't make sense to try to mud that or put tape. So we're going to silicone it and then put our trim piece up, so it'll be air sealed. And that should work just fine. And then here too, we're gonna do the same thing. It's behind where the water heater goes, because we don't really have a good way to, we could take apart this whole thing, whatever, and then do that, but then that would take a lot more work and cost more money. So we're filling this in with silicone to get that air seal, and then we'll smooth it out so it looks the same by the time we're done. Oh, Bryce, this stuff has to be cut out. All this peeling paint.
Okay.
And refloat it over. We need to take the trim off this window too before we do our
All the way
texturing
around?
and stuff. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that now so I can actually mud on the bottom.
Yeah. And then any holes or dents like this, looks like it's from a hammer or something hitting nails in. I should float over those to fill them in.
With this stuff, right?
With the drywall mud, yeah. But first, anything loose or peeling gets pulled off. Same with down here. These things can be scraped off, or you can scrape them off like with this one.
Okay.
But, I mean, continue where you were first. Upstairs we were just prepping the curb and waterproofing, getting our measurements, making sure it was good. Because now, continuing on the floor leveling. This is a little wet. Got the primer on. So from right here it kind of dips down. So we want to fill that into the bedroom so that it turns out good. And then this area is all low. That's high, and then that's low again. So we're just fixing it all. So our vanity and tub and everything go in and end up looking proper, like they should. And we'll have to do some leveler under this pan because it slopes down from the drain out to the wall. And we'll have the thin set here tomorrow to install these and install the curb and the dry pack. So tomorrow we should be able to finish the waterproofing in there, or at least most of it. I mean, we'll certainly get the pans, well, we'll probably start with the felt on the walls and then work down to the pan so that we can waterproof down and out of the shower so we're not in the way of ourselves.